The 10 offenses to the holy names which are to be avoided written by Srila Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures and portions to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Once again, dear devotees, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call today. Let us move to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam. May I know who all have joined the call?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Bhakta from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvindas
Hare
Prabhu. Please
Krishna.
accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving your sweet association to us. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, can you start my video? Do you have any connection there? Setting for my video. Can you see my video?
Okay, Prabhu, I can ask you the start video. Will it help you maybe?
Yes, yes.
I still do not see that your video is on.
Okay. Zoom WordPress to access my camera. Because
we
my
can't see
audio
you.
is working now, but that video. Is there any setting in the video? I don't know. Just a
Prabhuji,
minute.
maybe you can log out and log in and see, Prabhu, because
Okay.
I asked you to start video, but it did not. I think it did not let you on.
Yeah. Oh, just a minute.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devdasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all your wonderful services, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita Ramya from Singapore. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all your wonderful services, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Thank you so much for your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Valli from Naperville, Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Valli Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Did it work, Prabhu?
No, I restarted just now, but I think it is asking some permission.
Usually it's supposed to not happen
The
like
host
that,
has asked you
Prabhuji.
to start.
I already
It
gave
says,
you the
please allow
permission,
Zoom
Prabhuji.
Workplace to access your camera from device setting.
It's from your computer, I guess, Prabhuji, because I gave you the permission. I was also asking you to
No,
start
I'm
video.
using my mobile, Mataji.
Prabhu, you can alter it in your Zoom settings in the phone.
For audio setting, caption, meeting settings. Just give me one moment. Just a moment.
Prabhu, we have time, Prabhuji. You can try. We have time. We are still greeting devotees.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Sundarangi Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Vrinda from Atlanta, Paniyatidam.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to your wonderful services, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, your name, Prabhu?
Very good. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Naresh Prabhu? Hare Krishna Naresh Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Nanda Priya Narmada Devi Dasi from Charlotte Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Nanda Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Zoom चलता है इसमें से ट्रांसफर होगी आप आपका Zoom recording में Zoom में आज आपने लिंक नहीं भेजा मुझे कोई भी
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Priti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call of today and giving your sweet association to us. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I offer obeisances to all the assembled devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Ayan Shah from West Bengal, India.
Hare Krishna Ayan Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you. And all the devotees, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving your sweet association to us. Please welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
I think this is the Prabhu who is joining from the other device. I will give the co-host.
Yes. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Yes,
Prabhuji,
Prabhu.
can you
The
just
video,
yeah, your phone.
video is
Can I
tilted.
hear it now?
Your image is tilted, so you can rotate the image. Prabhu. You can keep the phone like this.
Can you see me now, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, we can see you.
Okay. Can I start the class?
Prabhuji, image is sideways, Prabhu. You need to change your camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn the phone.
Like this?
Yes, now it is perfect, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna
Hare
to all
Krishna.
devotees.
Hare
Please
Krishna.
accept
Welcome.
my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Mukesh Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 10th chapter and text number 42 to 56. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your valuable time and assistance to us and for your association. And whenever you are ready, please take over the call, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you very much for joining, Mataji and Prabhuji. Om Akyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Navaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी नमामि हरिप्रिये वाचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। So today we are going to look through verse number 41 through 57 mostly. So this is like Canto 8, Chapter 10, and this text number 41 to 57. We will see. Now here it's not possible to recite the shlokas and all, but what we will do, we will just go through a quick glance of all 16 texts, okay? And then the most important thing in today's topic is what are the lessons of this churning of ocean. Now the topic is the battle between demigods and demons. That is our topic for chapter 10, which we are going to complete it today's class. And we will go through text number 41 through 57. So I'm just going to read the meaning of every text, what is written in very short. So it's like text number 41 and 42, it talks about Bali Maharaj, who is a demon, but is a very high quality demon. He's as good as a devotee, right? So he belongs to the lineage of Prahlad Maharaj, and he's a very exalted devotee. But here, because of his kul, he is in Asur. So Bali Maharaj is having a fight with Indra. So what he does is Bali Maharaj shoots 10 arrows at Indra, 3 arrows at his elephant, whose name is Airavat, and then 4 arrows at men who are guarding Airavat's legs. So there are 4 legs of that elephant. So 4 guards were guarding the legs of the Airavat. So he shot 4 arrows, and then 1 arrow who was the driver of Airavat. So altogether he has shot 18 arrows to Indra. But now what Indra did, he counteracted with a weapon which is called Bhalla weapon. So with that Bhalla weapon, he counteracted. And then next Bali became angry and took up another weapon which is called Shakti weapon. But Indra cut that weapon into pieces while it was in Bali's hand. So when Bali was holding that weapon, Shakti weapon, that time itself Indra just cut it into pieces. Similarly, one by one, Indra cut Bali's another weapons, which are named as lance, prasha, and whichever weapon Bali picked up. Then text number 45 to 52, we see that when Bali saw that he is not able to fight with Indra, then he used his demonic illusions, which is called Asuri Mayajal. Asuri Mayajal means demonic illusions. So what he did, he created illusion, a giant mountain, very huge mountain. That was an illusion. So he created that mountain, and from which fell blazing trees into a forest fire. So just imagine a big mountain was there, and from that mountain, the soldiers of demigods, they were fighting, and but this Bali Maharaj, he took a big forest on the top of on the mountain, and lots of blazing trees, they were falling on the soldiers of the demigods. And because of that, what happened? That lots of sharp stones, they also smashed on the heads of the demigod soldiers. And then lots of animals which were very poisonous, like scorpions, snakes, and so many other lions and tigers and elephants, they also started falling from that mountain. So this is all illusion which all the soldiers of the demigods were feeling. So what happened? That many fierce naked demons, male and female, they also fall from that mountain. So because of that, there was a big chaos in the soldiers of the demigods, and fierce clouds with winds that thunder and showered burning coals, that also were falling on the soldiers of the demigods. And a devastating fire appeared like Samvartak fire. So when this annihilation of earth takes place, that time, that a big fire of Samvartak fire, just like a big huge fire, also took place, and there were floods and winds and whirlpools and various natural calamities also took place from that mountain. And so after that, what happened? The demigod soldiers became very morose. They were very much disturbed with that, and because of that, this because of what, this magical atmosphere which was created by Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was an asur, right? So he had that asuri mayajal, or we can call it demonic illusions, that he was very good at it. And because of his that asuri mayajal, this all the soldiers of the demigods, including demigods, they were very much morose, and they were very much unhappy. And because of that, what happened? They started meditating on the Lord Vishnu. They started meditating upon Lord Vishnu. And because of their meditation, then in text number 54, the lotus-eyed Lord Vishnu appeared. Okay. So Lord Vishnu appeared. He was sitting on Garuda, dressed in yellow, decorated by Kaustubh gem. He was having a gem, Kaustubh Mani, and an invaluable crown and earrings also. And he held 8 weapons in his 8 hands. So like he manifested with 8 weapons in his 8 hands. So like we know the 4 hands of Vishnu, but this time he appeared with 8 hands. And the moment Lord Vishnu appeared, in the text number 55, all the illusions vanquished. So all the illusions were gone. The Lord's presence, just as the dangers of a dream cease when the dreamer awakens. So like when we sleep and we see some dream, but the moment we open our eyes, all our dreams are gone. Similarly, what happened? These demonic illusions under which all the soldiers were fighting. So when the Lord appeared, all these illusions were vanquished. And indeed, simply by remembering the Lord, one is free from all dangers. The slok is very important, this text number 55. It says, Hari Smriti Sarva Vipat Vimokshanam. That means the moment we remember Hari, all our calamities and all our distress vanquishes. So that is the main shloka here. And then text number 56 and 57, it mentions about 4 demons were killed in that last 2 shlokas. So one was Kalanemi, who was riding on a lion. He threw his trident to the Garuda on which Lord Vishnu was riding. So he threw that trident. So the moment he threw the trident, Lord Vishnu caught it in between, and Lord Vishnu threw it back. So what happened? Because of in midair, it was the same weapon killed Kalnemi and his lion also. And last 3 asuras were Mali, Sumali, and Malyavan. So if you remember the Ramayana serial, there is a character by name Malyavan who was maternal grandfather of Ravana, Nanaji. There is a character in Ramayana serial, if you remember. So like these 3 were all brothers. They were real brothers. The eldest was Malyavan, the second number was Sumali, and the third number was Mali. So what happens here is this Malyavan, who is the oldest of 3 brothers, he works as a Ravana's counselor, and he was a nice person. That way he always counseled Ravana not to fight with Ram. But Ravan, because of his ego, he did not listen to him. And the second number of brother was Sumali, whose daughter was Kaikeshi, and with daughter Kaikeshi and her husband was sage Vishrava. So Kaikeshi and Vishrava, they both got married, and they begot a son whose name was Ravan. So Ravan was the real grandson, you can say son-in-law of Sumali, and he was known as for his political acumen and his ability as a warrior to Sumali. Sumali was the real father-in-law. No, sorry, his maternal grandfather of Ravana. So like Ravana's mother's name was Kaikeshi, Ravan's father's name was Sage Vishrava, and daughter Kaikeshi's father was Sumali. Sumali was the real grandfather, maternal grandfather of Ravan. And the last was Mali, who was the youngest brother, and he was very brave and valiant. So, in short, if we see from text number 41 to 57, it was just the fight between demons and demigods. And the moment Lord Vishnu appeared, all the demons were defeated. Now, this is in brief. We talked about the text number 8.10.41 to 8.10.57. Now, the most important thing is that after looking at the fight, that 2 different parties are just fighting with each other, we as a devotee, what do we learn from them? That is the most important thing. Now that we are here to discuss Bhagavata and to drink the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is very essential that we should put our focus that what we are going to learn from this particular chapter of a battle between demigods and demons, and the main topic is churning of the milk ocean. So now we see that it is said in Brahma Sutra that Ananda Mayo Bhayasa. That means in Brahma Sutra it says the absolute truth is the source of all pleasures. So if we want pleasure in our life, who is the source? The absolute truth. The absolute truth means Lord Vishnu, Bhagavan Krishna, Lord Krishna. And every living being who is part and parcel of that absolute truth is also seeking pleasure. So like we are the tiny infinitesimal jivas, we also are seeking pleasure and happiness. So whatever we see that whatever species are there in any of the planets, so each and every species is seeking the pleasure and happiness in his life, right? So if it is a small ant or it's a big elephant, everyone wants happiness and they are seeking pleasure. So whether they are in Prithvilok or they are in heavenly planets or whether they are in hellish planets, they all are seeking pleasures. So that is possible only if we serve to Lord Krishna, because it is says this Anandamayo Bhayasat. So, though we got our bodies, depending upon our previous karmas, whatever karmas we did, we get the bodies. And depending upon our material nature, it's like whether we are in Satogun, Tamogun, or Rajogun. So it's like mode of goodness, mode of passion, or mode of ignorance, we get the bodies as per our previous karmas. So everybody is seeking nectar. But even if we are in mode of ignorance, we want nectar, we want happiness, right? So some see nectar in money, right? They want to get more and more money. They see that money as a nectar. Others see name and fame as their nectar. And some people see pleasures of having opposite sex. That is the highest physical enjoyment for them. They get that thing. Then some are interested in music. Some are interested in prestige they get in renunciation. So it's like in mode of goodness also, if the people they renunciate, they also seek happiness and pleasure in that. So everything you seek happiness as per their state of consciousness. So if you are in mode of passion or mode of goodness, like if you are in mode of goodness and you are renunciate, then also you seek pleasure. If you are in mode of passion, then like Rajogun, you see more and more money you want, and you seek pleasure in that money earning. So, and mode of ignorance, hundreds of things people do. So no need to mention about mode of ignorance. What do people want? They want liquor, gambling, they do illicit sex and whatnot. So these are different level of consciousness people have, and they seek happiness in that, pleasure in that. Now we have seen here demigods and demons, suras and asuras, who have opposite way of living together. They are looking at the life in different perspectives. If we see demons and demigods, their life is different. Their way of thinking towards life is different. How? Like one is the servant of the god. Demigods are who? They are the servant of the gods, and others are the enemies of the Lord. So demons are the enemies of the Lord, and demigods are the servants of the Lord. Both sides are extremely powerful and always competing over who has control over the universe. They both want control over the universe, and they keep on fighting every time. Now, Asuras had pleased their guru. Do you know who is the guru of Asuras? His name is Shukracharya. So Asuras or demons, they have pleased their guru, Shukracharya. So what happened? And they got tremendous power, whereas the demigods who has displeased and they made offense against their guru, who is that their guru? Brahaspati. And because of that, these asuras were able to defeat demigods. Now what happened here? The asuras has pleased their guru Shukracharya, whereas suras or demigods, they have done offense to their guru Brahaspati. So what happened? All the demigods became helpless and homeless, and they were left with nothing. Their all powers, yogic siddhis, and influence, everything was gone because they have made offense to their guru Brahaspati. Now here, Queen Kunti Maharani in her prayers to Krishna explains that the greatest disqualification for getting Krishna's grace is the greatest disqualification. If we want Krishna's mercy, what are the greatest disqualification we may have? That is attachment and arrogance that comes from the attachment to wealth. Number one is wealth. If we are very much attached to the wealth, then we are not qualified to get Krishna's mercy. Okay. Number two is beauty. If we are physically very handsome or very beautiful, then we may have that pride with us, and then that will be a disqualification to get Krishna's mercy. That is what Kunti Maharani says. And the third is high education. If people are more knowledgeable, having a lot of education, they become pride, and they get pride inside, and they don't listen to anyone else. So that also is a disqualification for getting Krishna. And number four is prestige. If we have more power and more prestige, then we think ourselves as God. People from the rich families, they do not go to temple, they do not worship God, and they feel that the Lord should come and give them darshan. That sort of thing happens. So these are the four disqualifications what Queen Kunti says in her prayers. So, but actually, he is the property of those who believe in their hearts as nothing is mine. So he is the Akinchan Gocharam. Akinchan Gocharam means he is the friend of the poorest of the poor, who feels that I have nothing with me. Everything belongs to Krishna. So he is the friend, and he is the master of Akinchan Gocharam. So that is what we should know. The demigods who were serving Krishna, but everything was taken away, and they cried and were seeking help from Lord Krishna. Because now we know that when we are in distress, then only we remember Lord. Actually, devotees in Krishna consciousness should always remember Lord, whether they are in happiness or in distress. Okay, but here now, since they were in this distress, all the demigods, they were praying, and they were crying for Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu appeared. Now here you see one important point is Lord Vishnu could have taken everything from asuras, okay, from the demons, and would have given them to demigods directly. Now what they were longing for, they wanted the nectar from the churning of the ocean. So don't you think that Lord Krishna could directly take that nectar and give it to demigods? That is possible. But what happens instead? Krishna doesn't give anything directly to anyone. He gives them plan. He gives them some planning what to do. Now, why he does that, I will tell you later. So he initially asked all the demigods to perform some tapasya, to do some austerity. And he said, now at moment you should not fight with the demons, make an alliance with them, make a friendship with them. Don't fight with them, because as you all want to enjoy nectar, and neither one of you have the power to get it. All the demigods lost their strength and power because of doing offense towards their guru Brahaspati. So Krishna advised that you should do some tapasya, some austerity, then only you will get some more power, and then you will do it. Now we know that Krishna can give us things directly, but he gives us instructions and austerities, because through that process we not only get the things, but we get the opportunity to transform our hearts and surrender. So like if somebody gives you money directly, one may misuse it. Okay, but if somebody says, no, this is the money which Lord is giving you, so you should do something in service to the Lord, then his heart will be totally different, right? So it's like from the sense gratification of one's own, instead of that you should please Lord Krishna and Radharani. So it's like you are serving your senses in the service of the Lord. So that's what Lord Krishna does. Whenever anybody wants something for their own sense enjoyment, Krishna doesn't give directly. Here what happens? demigods as well as demons both wanted that nectar, that amrit, for their own sense gratification. So Krishna didn't want them so easy. So what he said, you first do some austerity, and after doing some austerity, you get the strength, and then you make an alliance or friendship with asuras, and then you will get the nectar. So here, what happened? Krishna gave them such a plan that all the devatas and asuras, demons and demigods, they came together, and he gave them a plan to churn the ocean, milk ocean, to churn the milk ocean, which is called Samudra Manthan. So he gave that plan, and he said the nectar which you will get after churning of the ocean, then you will get power to enjoy such incredible strength and health, and you will get a long life because drinking that amrit or nectar. So everyone wanted it. So what happened? For a higher principle, what was the higher principle? Was to get the nectar. All the asuras and suras, demigods and demons, they came together, though they were having so many differences, but they kept it aside. And what happened? They started churning the ocean together of that milk. So unfortunately for some of them, this higher principle was to fulfill their higher selfish desire. Some of them, especially asuras, they wanted to do their to fulfill their higher selfish desires. Though this churning of ocean through this thing, we can learn so many lessons from it. So number one lesson is that Lord incarnated himself as a Kurma avatar, tortoise avatar. So what happened? The great avatar of Lord Vishnu appeared to be the support of the churning of the ocean. And second avatar was of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva also appeared. He came to show the mercy and his personal sacrifice. To whom? For the humanity, for the human race. So what happened? When they started churning the milk ocean, the first thing which came was the poison. That is called halahal vish. It was so strong that all the creatures of the planet, they were to die because of that the strong poison. So what happened? Lord Shiva appeared, and he drank all the poison, and that's how his throat became blue in color, and that's what is called Nilkant. Blue throat Lord is Lord Shiva. So what he does, he gave service to Lord Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, by drinking the poison, and everyone was getting other things from that churning of ocean. As I explained in my last lecture, uh, they got various things. Who? Demons and demigods. So like they got Airavat elephant. It was given to Indra. Then they got a white horse, which is called Uchchashrava. It was given to Bali Maharaj. Then they got Surbhi cows, and cows were given to all the Brahmins or great sages because they wanted to do some austerity, puja, yagyas, and for that they required ghee for that, the buttermilk, the ghee from the curd, and for that they wanted Surbi cow. So Surbi cow was given to great sages, and it also came a liquor named as Varuni wine, and that was given to demons. They were very happy to have it, and then Lakshmi appeared. So what happened? Lord Vishnu told them not to be distracted. Now see what happens. What lesson we have to see is, if we are going for a higher principle, okay, we want something very big, so we should not be distracted by small attractions. Okay, now here their aim was to get nectar, but they were getting distracted by some other things like elephant or white horse or cows or wine, and then Lakshmi herself appeared. So he said not to get distracted, because you have to keep churning if you want the nectar. So unless your goal is achieved, you keep on doing your work without getting distracted anywhere. So they got so many difficulties, so many challenges, so many setbacks. It came during the churning of each time, and they all cried out for Vishnu for help. So whatever problem demigods were having, they were calling and they were praying Vishnu for their help. And finally, Lord Vishnu himself emerged in the form of Dhanvantari in the ocean milk by holding the pot of. So, last who came? The Lord Vishnu appeared in the form of Dhanvantari, and he was having pot of nectar, Amrit Kalash, in his hand. So, as long as they could exploit each other, they were united. But as soon as pot of nectar came, they stole it, and demigods got nothing from all this work. So what happened? The moment Dhanvantari came, from that they stole, and then this Asuras stole it, and demigods got nothing. And then Asuras were fighting each other. So they were fighting. They were having the nectar of a nectar pot, that Amrit Kalash with them, but they were still fighting with each other because they wanted to. Everybody wanted that honor, that I will drink it first. That first pride is like they were fighting for that. They were so arrogant and so envious that they didn't allow anyone to drink. So they because Asuras are by nature very envious. So they didn't allow anybody, and it was just having with it. So they wanted it for themselves. And then Devatas surrendered to Lord Krishna, and they just prayed Lord Krishna that now we are not that powerful to snatch from the demons. So you please do something. And just see what happens. Lord appears himself as Mohini Murti. And now this Mohini Murti, her beauty was so nectarian that her form of nectar was more than the nectar pot itself. She was more nectarian, more beautiful than the nectar itself. So what happened? She glanced on each and every of the asura, and each and every of the demon thought that she is in love with me. Every was thinking that Mohini she loves only me, because I am the most beautiful, very handsome, very powerful. Nobody else is eligible to get her except me. So under that illusion, what happened? Uh, they just gathered together, and because she was so beautiful, they suddenly got infatuated by her beauty, and they handed it over that nectar of that pot. So that Mohini Murti told them, she took the nectar, and then she was asking them, why you are giving me that pot of nectar? Because you don't know who I am, you don't know who my parents are, you don't know where I come from, and why you are having faith in me, because you don't know about me. So why are you giving me this nectar? But these demons were very much attracted, fascinated, infatuated by her beauty and by her glance, that they started laughing. They felt that, how come such a beautiful woman can say like this, and say that you are very funny, you are so funny. Now she is saying that don't trust me, but because of her divine appearance, because of her beauty, demons started laughing. And they said that, no, we have full faith and trust on you. So Mohini took that pot and he gave it to the demigods, and he started pouring in their mouth. So in front of them, you see now how this demons got captivated by her beauty. Now she was giving that nectar pot to each and every demigod in front of demons, but still they were totally mesmerized by her beauty. They were so much infatuated that they didn't think of anything other than Mohini Murti. That they were thinking that, even if she is doing something, eventually she is mine. She loves me only. So that they were so powerful, they were so strong, but they didn't tell anything to her because they did not want to displease her. They did not want to displease her, means they wanted to please her. Okay, you do whatever you want, go ahead, no problem. So what happened after giving nectar? When the nectar was over, she gave to all demigods. Then suddenly she turned and took the form of Lord Vishnu and then disappeared. So that Mohini Murti, she fooled everybody, and then she gave the nectar to demigods, and then she turned into Lord Vishnu. And then another fight took place between Suras and Asuras. They again started fighting. Now, what another thing we have to learn here is, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, that is verse number 4.11, ye yathamam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. Krishna says, in the manner and mood people surrender to me, I reciprocate with them accordingly. To the extent you serve Krishna, to that extent Krishna reciprocates. So like we have different level of consciousness in human species. You know how many human species are there? There are 400,000 different species. They are all human. They all look same. But depending upon their consciousness, there are 400,000 of species in human life. So many people worship demigods. They go to various pilgrimage so as to get long life, wealth, opulence, mystic powers, name, fame, etc. But a pure devotee prays only for pure devotional service to Lord Krishna. That is the difference between a devotee of Lord Krishna and other devotees. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagdish kamaye, mam Ishwari Janmani Janmaneshwari Bhaktat Bhavati Ahetukito." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that his teachings, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that what is true nectar is that I do not want any amount of wealth. I do not want any elevation to heavenly planets. I do not want the pleasure of opposite sex. I do not want the highest physical material experience. I do not want the name, fame, or prestige, or any followers to follow me. I do not want even liberation from suffering. He didn't want mukti also. So he says, my Lord, if you desire me to take birth again and again, then let me do it in such a way that my only wish would be to serve you. So what he prays is the true nectar. It is not that nectar which comes from the ocean churning. The true nectar is from our acharyas, from Srila Prabhupada, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever they mention in their scriptures. So now this thing they say that I do not want anything, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. I do not want dhan, I do not want any birth, I do not want any opposite sex pleasure, and I do not want any followers also. If you want, just give me, if you don't take me to the Vaikuntha Lok or Golok Vrindavan, then also you give me birth in such a way that I only give myself in that way to serve you, to please you. And that too, how it is unconditionally. There is no conditions attached. Like if we get some deal with something, there are many conditions attached. But here, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that whatever we are doing, whatever a true devotee wants, whatever I want anything, but only service in the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that too without any conditions attached. It is unconditional. Shukdev Goswami describes churning of ocean in 8th canto, what we are reading, and he also describes churning of milk in 10th canto also. Like now see what a beautiful comparison of churning of milk we are going to now contemplate on the 8th canto and the 10th canto. In the 10th, now 8th canto we have already heard. Now in 10th canto, what happens? Yashoda Mai, a gopi, who is Krishna's mother, she rose early in the morning on the day of Diwali. Now the Diwali festival is coming, so it is relevant to that also. And she wanted to churn curd into butter. So she was churning the curd to make butter makhan for Lord Krishna or Kana. So as she was churning the milk, she was in bliss. She was remembering Kana, his pastime, whatever he did, and she was getting so much of enjoy with that. She was very blissful. She was absorbed with Krishna's all leelas, and she was filled with her heart was filled with motherly love for Krishna, and she was churning that milk for Krishna's pleasure, not for her own pleasure. Okay. Now in the churning of the ocean, how many troubles the demigods and demons were taking so as to get the nectar. Here also Yashoda Mai was sweating and perspiring while churning the milk for Krishna's pleasure. She was not churning the nectar, butter for herself. She was doing it for Krishna. She was putting the nectar of her love into that milk. That is the difference. She was doing it from the bottom of her heart. The nectar of her love and devotion she was putting into that milk. And Krishna, now see the beauty. And the Krishna, the source of Dhanvantari. Okay. Now Dhanvantari was also Krishna. And Dhanvantari was having the pot of nectar in his hand. And here, who comes out with a pot of nectar? Dhanvantari, Krishna in the form of, he comes with nectar pot. And here, but that this Krishna, who is the son of Yashoda Mai, he was so hungry to taste this nectar of Yashoda Mai's butter. He was so hungry to taste this nectar which Mother Yashoda was putting in that milk. So that he became Makhamchor, he became butter thief. So he was having that nectar of pot in his hand in Dhanvantari form. So there was abundance nectar, but he did that lila of stealing the butter there in Yashoda's house. So can you imagine that Dhanvantari became a butter thief, right? Dhanvantari, who was having abundance of nectar, he became a butter thief. And Kurma, Lord Krishna in the form of Kurma, whose shell, that shell was 800 miles long, become a butter thief. Lord Narsingadev, Lord Varadev, Parshuram, Ramchandra, they were so powerful, great personalities. They became butter thief in Krishna's avatar. So demons and demigods were fighting for nectar, but Mohini didn't have any desire of the nectar for herself. So there, Mohini also was Krishna. So there also, Krishna didn't want anything for himself in the form of Mohini. But here Krishna was yearning and longing to taste the butter, and so much so to steal it. So the churning of the milk by Yashoda Mai, a simple gopi, it was nectar from her churning was million times more valuable. That nectar from Yashoda Mai was million times more valuable nectar than all the demigods and demons. They were from heavenly planets who were churning from the ocean. So this is a comparison by Shukdev Goswami in Canto 8 by churning of the ocean with Canto 10, where Yashoda Mai was churning the curd to make the nectarian butter for Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says the quest jewel of all treasures is Purushartha Shiromani. Who is the Purushartha Shiromani? Is the crest jewel of all treasures, and a person who has an unconditional, unmotivated love for Krishna. He is the crest jewel of all the treasures. So, and his motive is what? He doesn't have any condition, he doesn't have any motive, and what is his desire is only to serve Krishna. So Yashoda Mai is churning and Krishna is longing to taste it. And after tasting this nectar, he wants to distribute who? Krishna. After he gets that makhan or butter, he wants to distribute it to his friends and the monkeys of Vrindavan also. But now see the comparison. Krishna wanted to distribute to his friends and even to the lower species like monkeys of Vrindavan. But here demigods and demons, they didn't want it to distribute. They wanted it for themselves. So this is the difference between selfish desires and selfless desires. Okay. So here, if you see the churning of ocean, the demigods and demons, they were having the selfish desires, whereas Krishna is selfless. Now, if the demigods didn't want to share it, they wanted it for themselves. Now, Srimadi Radharani and other gopis also were churning that thing and used to develop and create love in Krishna's heart. So, how does they do? When they are separated from Krishna, their heart was churning, and Krishna was tasting that nectar from the hearts of the gopis. So it is called the love in separation. It is called love in separation, or it is called as Virabha. So the gopis, they were also churning their heart, and that nectar from the churning of the heart of the gopis, that also Krishna wanted to taste. So that is the difference between that is the highest ecstasy what gopis got in Vrindavan as compared to the rest of the species, including demigods. So that's what it is mentioned everywhere. The highest achievement of prema bhava, prema bhakti in the whole planet is from the gopis of Vrindavan. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world as Krishna in the mood of Radharani and to distribute the nectar to the world. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Krishnam. So it is called, their manifestation was like a Audarya Dham. It is, Mayapur is a Audarya Dham. It is called magnanimous because just by doing Hare Krishna Japa, you will get Lord Krishna with you. So this is the simplest form which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. He has distributed the love of Krishna free of cost, and irrespective of the species, irrespective of the genders, irrespective of your education, irrespective of your place of birth. So many things he gave. Earlier we had so many austerities to perform to get Krishna, to get Lord. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he manifested, he gave everything free. We also can develop the nectar and holy name by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the association of pure devotees. So now that Srimad Bhagavatam, what we are listening every day, it awakens that nectar in our hearts. Now, if we see the example of Srila Prabhupada, somewhere around 55 years ago, he crossed over several oceans, several continents to distribute this nectar. Okay. Now he was in Jalduta, crossing the Atlantic Ocean. When he came to America, he explained that he didn't come to take anything, but he wanted to give something. When many newspaper anchors, they took the interview and they asked Srila Prabhupada, why did you come here? So he said that I came here to give you something. I didn't come here to take anything from you. And when he came, he did not have three things which were very much required when we go abroad to some other countries, where number one, he did not have any money. Now, can you imagine that the moment you get to the airport in America, any airports, that immigration people will ask you how much money you have. At least when I went last month, while landing, that immigration asked me how much money you have. Right? So, like that time also, they might have asked Srila Prabhupada, but he didn't have any money. Second thing, he did not know anyone. Can you imagine going to abroad and you don't know anyone? And third thing, he did not have much physical strength. Srila Prabhupada was almost 70-year-old and he already had 3 heart attacks when he was traveling in Jalduta, right? So, but what made him successful? What made him so powerful and there? Because he had that nectar with him. What nectar Srila Prabhupada had? That which Mother Yashoda was putting when she was churning the milk. That nectar he had. When he had the nectar, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had in the mood of Radharani to distribute that nectar to the humanity. That nectar he had. So he had Srimad Bhagavatam with him. So Srila Prabhupada have the same nectar in his heart which Yashoda Mai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had in their hearts. The nectar of in this Shukdev Goswami's Kathamrat nectar, he had complete faith in that nectar, the Srimad Bhagavatam, and in the nectar of the holy name and the seva to his Guru Maharaj. This is what true nectar is. So the true nectar is that we distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting holy name, serving the Vaishnavas, and do the prachar, Nama prachar. Like you preach whatever you have. So what happens? And it is this nectar which is an instrument to the following to glorify and to spread Srimad Bhagavatam. So we should do the glorification and reading of Srimad Bhagavatam and do the congregational chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So as to liberate the conditioned soul. We are all Baddha Jivas. Our souls are very much conditioned. So if we follow the footprints of our acharyas and do whatever they have taught us, definitely nobody can stop us going back to Godhead, to Vaikuntha. So we gather here not just to seek some temporary material happiness, but we have gathered here for the true nectar that has been revealed in Srimad Bhagavatam by great acharyas and Srila Prabhupada to test and to pray for that and to help Srila Prabhupada and acharyas to distribute that nectar, especially through the chanting of the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. That means this kirtan is the prime benediction for humanity. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. And because through sincere chanting in the humble state of mind, as the servant of the Lord and devotees, we would be given the nectar. That this is the true nectar, even which Krishna was longing for. He was yearning for that nectar. That nectar we can give, which is called Krishna Prem. So what we do is we should follow that BBC. BBC is an authentic authorized channel. Now our BBC for devotees are, it's like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting. So that BBC we should imbibe in our heart, and we should pray and seek the blessings of our acharyas, our beloved Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the great Shad Goswamis, so that we get the nectar what Lord Krishna wanted, and not the nectar what demons and demigods want. So I think with this, I would like to conclude this chapter, and I think these are the lessons we have learned from that chapter, Churning of the Ocean, and the battle between demons and demigods. Thank you very much. If anybody has any question, please you may ask, and we can discuss with them. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this beautiful class. And Prabhuji, we do a little segment at the end of every session. It's question and answer session. If we have your permission, can we take up few questions of the devotees, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, please.
Yes. Devotees, if you have any questions, please raise your hand and I'll take up your name one by one. Okay. Anita Mataji has one question. Please go ahead, Mataji. Yes, Anita Mataji. We can't hear you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, it was me too, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for this wonderful class. And I have a question. At the end, you said that the demons, the nectar wanted by demons and the nectar wanted by the demigods. Can you, you told these two particular words, right? So can you elaborate on this demons nectar and the demigods nectar?
No, it's the same nectar they both were fighting for. That is what I said. The nectar of the ocean. From that, they wanted the nectar to drink. They both wanted to control the universe. So that's what they knew, that if they drink the nectar, they will become more powerful, more their life will be very long. And that was, they were fighting for the common nectar. Now, what my question is, my point was, the nectar, whatever they were getting, it was for their own satisfaction or gratification, whereas the nectar what Krishna wanted, that was the pure devotional love of the devotees. So that is the difference. That was kind of material, and this was spiritual nectar.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, this is what I was also reflecting on this. I thought, okay, maybe this is what you said
Yes.
also. Thank you
The
so
nectar,
much, Prabhuji.
the nectar was the demons and demons and demigods were fighting. That was material in nature, but the nectar what Krishna wanted from Yashoda Mai, that is spiritual in nature. So what
Yeah,
we
that is
devotees
spiritual.
we should do, we should always go for the spiritual nectar, not the material nectar.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Such a
Hare
beautiful
Krishna.
explanation,
Welcome.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, I don't see any more hand raised, Prabhuji. And devotees,
Okay.
we would like to offer our obeisances to you, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji, there is one more hand raised, Prabhuji. Is Hemangi Mataji.
Yes.
Krishna
Please go
Prabhuji,
ahead.
thank you for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice class. I just wondered, there's like Bali Maharaj is a devotee and
Yeah.
he's fighting here for nectar. How
Yes.
do we understand this?
No, actually, that time Bali Maharaj was the captain of the Asuras. He was in the form of demons. Though he is the highest quality of demons, but still he was a demon. He was not demigod. So he was fighting against Indra. So Indra was representing demigods and Bali Maharaj was representing demons. So though he was highest in quality in demons, because he comes in the lineage of Prahlad Maharaj, but even he was a demon that time. So he wanted to take the power because of his Guru Shukracharya instructed him to do so.
Okay.
Did you
Prabhuji.
get the answer, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Correct.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for
Anyone
the
else?
explanation. Are there anyone who would like to ask any question to Prabhuji? Please raise your hand.
Yes.
I guess there are no more questions, Prabhuji, from the devotees. And
Yes.
Prabhuji, thank you so much again for coming to this session and giving such a beautiful class. Let's offer our obeisances to Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpataruvascha
Namo
Krishna
Namo.
Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
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 Thank you all
Thank you very much,
for
Prabhuji.
the
Radha Radhe. Radhe.
Radhe.
Thank you,
Wonderful
Prabhuji. Hare
class.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji. Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Lalita Mataji and Dinabandhu Prabhu. Yesterday I missed you, Mataji and Prabhuji. I did not see you both.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Dandavat.
We could not hear you. Okay, Mataji, but happy to see you today. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you, dear
Krishna.
devotees, for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll meet again tomorrow. Hari Bol.